Hello there, and welcome to Infernal's Cantina. Now, I know what you're all probably thinking. What the hell happened to this podcast? Well, I have two reasons. First of all, I've been away for at least 2 weeks somewhere, probably on holiday. Second reason is more or less the fact that I couldn't find a guest to necessarily put on because they're usually in different parts of the world and the time scale is a little bit different. But that's all my excuses, as well as the fact that I could not be bothered. So, we're back. Regardless, our main topics for this week are, of course, underrated Star Wars characters, and of course, a couple more things based upon the new Summer 2020 sets, including the 501st Battle Pack. Now, if you've been living under a rock recently, yes, we finally got the 501st Battle Pack after 2 years of essentially harassing LEGO to try and make the 501st Battle Pack. They eventually did it, and of course it is released in shops now. Now I have a bit of a story to tell you. The first day that I went hunting for the 501st Battle Pack, could not find it in either of the two shops I checked. First shop had like the label or the barcode of it, but they were completely sold out, and then they had all of the Anakin's Jedi Interceptor like literally fully in stock, which is no surprise there. They also had like the AT-AT and General Grievous Starfighter, which is really nice. And then the second shop, no sign of any of the summer Star Wars 2020 sets. However, they did have a couple of the Harry Potter sets, but they don't really interest me, so yeah. So that's basically my hunt for that. Now, I must say, I know there's an awful lot of flack on the General Grievous' Starfighter, but I have to be honest, I'll probably get it regardless of the price. It's just that specific scene in Revenge of the Sith I remember specifically, as well as the fact that General Grievous is one of my favourite characters in the whole of Star Wars, next to a couple of other characters such as Anakin Skywalker. But I must say, it's a really nice and sleek looking ship, probably the best model that we've ever had. I've not got any of the previous versions, although I do have General Grievous' wheel bike from 2014, so General Grievous, not really anything new. It's the exact same with the Obi-Wan Kenobi, a little bit of a disappointment there, but regardless, still kind of fits in a bit, with apart from, of course, the inaccurate torso. And then you, of course, have the new and exclusive Airborne Trooper, which is a little bit of a change from the 2014 version. Still very nice, but yeah, but I'll probably just get it for the build because the minifigures are iffy. They're basically what you would expect in that set. And then the General Grievous Starfighter is just great. It's amazing. I might also consider obviously picking up the AAT for that Ahsoka and the 332nd Trooper, as well as the AT-AT, which is obviously the biggest rendition yet, and probably the most accurate, due to obviously the nice blockiness of it, which is really what an AT-AT looks like. You can clearly see it in Empire Strikes Back with each three of the walkers being nice blocky design. It's actually really sturdy. From the reviews I've seen, it's not falling apart anytime soon. Of course, you have the nice interior, and then obviously a couple of seats in the cockpit to fit your general rears, as well as two AT-AT pilots, so that's very nice. And obviously the part where, of course, you can wind up Luke Skywalker up into the AT-AT, which is a very nice feature. Now, going on to our second topic here, we of course have the underrated Star Wars characters. Now, I have a couple of these. They are not necessarily the most popular opinion in terms of underrated characters, but from what I've seen recently, General Grievous has been quite an underrated character. He's, like I said, one of the better characters in the Star Wars franchise, and overall really interesting. But with the most recent sets being overpriced with General Grievous, I think he's had a little bit more too much flack, or more or less people turning their backs on him, which I think is a bit unfair towards the character. Some of you will probably disagree with this, but this is from what I've seen. But General Grievous has a really interesting backstory. For he was originally a Kaleesh warrior from the planet Kalee with the Huck fighting back, and then obviously the ship blows up, and then Laura Sante, no, that's sequel stuff, but part of the banking clan decides to go and help him, who's an agent of Dooku, and then of course he gets all the cyborg kind of mechanical pieces, and basically is a big massive cyborg who obviously kills Jedi for a living and is obviously the general of the droid army. The second underrated character that I have here is of course Commander Gree. Commander Gree, in my personal opinion, is my favourite clone. He's obviously infamous for executing Order 66 on Yoda, and obviously gets his head sliced off, but I feel as if he's a bit underrated for that scene. Like in Legends or canon lore, he was really into different species of aliens, etc., and he was actually one of the only clones that could communicate with them, which is really interesting. And obviously he well respected his troops, he cared for them, and you know, similar to Commander Cody and Captain Rex. But I feel as if he's kind of all overshadowed by Commander Cody in Revenge of the Sith, for the reason that Commander Cody is obviously a bit, you see a bit more of him. But yeah guys, that's going to be it for this episode of Infernal's Cantina. Of course, I hope you enjoyed with a few things of learning about the vast galaxy of Star Wars. But if you do like the content you see here, please comment, like, subscribe, and it's goodbye from me. Peace out.